Tonight, it's Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League football action as the explosive Santa Cruz Cardinals take on the first place North Monterey County Condors with the league title on the line. Now, let's go down to the field with tonight's announcers, Jeff Conley and Kurt Edwards.
From Santa Cruz High School Memorial Football Field, welcome to the Santa Cruz Channel Sports Game of the Week. A very fine day for a football game, a very fine football game for this beautiful day. This afternoon, the Santa Cruz Cardinals entertain the North Monterey County Condors, two teams with their eyes on the prize, a chance for the league championship and a chance for those CCS playoffs. The North Monterey County Condors undefeated in league. As you saw last week, the Santa Cruz Cardinals one loss, that to the San Lorenzo Valley Cougars. This afternoon it will be the Cardinals under the greater pressure of the two, and the Condors will be sure to apply that pressure all afternoon. So welcome and hello again everyone. I'm Jeff Conley. Kurt Edwards is with me this afternoon. Usually a baseball man, also I've been told understands this football game. So right away I ask you, could it be that the team who learns first how to swat the other guy's fly might be the team to win this one?
Without a doubt. The fly is a deception type of offense. You've got to be quick on the line. It's nice to have the big people. The Condors have the big people, but it's up to them to swat Santa Cruz's fly first. He who controls the line of scrimmage and the ball wins this contest. I'm going to go, if I got to pick it, and I know I get to pick this one, I'm going to go with the county on this one. I think
all right, well, now do that with your glasses off so we can show everybody that he's not hiding behind him. I'll show my eyes, if you will, yours.
All right.
Both teams fly. Maybe nobody will get anything because they work against it in practice all the time.
Well, they are working against each other, so it's more of a, can you guess what I'm going to do first? Situations dictate various plays, whether the ball's going to come up the middle or whether they're going to try and scoot it around the outside. Michael James, who's the fly man for the Condors, is pretty deceptive. He's run the offense for about 2 or 3 different years. Schumacher, their quarterback, this is his second year involved in football. He's a big, tall quarterback. Look for him to be the real thing as far as the quarterbacking and taking these guys on through it.
Do you think it's valid to say that the Cardinals perhaps have the far greater speed given the trio of runners they have in Churchill, Robinson, and Stevens, but that the Condors have maybe the better throwing game potential?
Without a doubt. Those 3 guys that you just mentioned for the Cardinals might be the fastest trio in the league, but the Cardinals' overall team speed can't match the Condors. So it's going to be interesting.
So there you see it. The Condors will have 700 yards on the ground rushing, and the Santa Cruz Cardinals' K.C. Kaiser will probably surpass all passing records here this afternoon. That's not what we think. That's not what we think, but we wouldn't be surprised to see it. High school football being what it is. Welcome to another grand evening here on Santa Cruz Channel Sports. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy this game of the week. We got to go upstairs. You guys stay right where you are. We'll be back with the kickoff.
You're watching the
So number 5-1 Santa Cruz will be hosting North Monterey County with a record of 4-2 here in just a moment. The kickoff of this very important Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League football game. The weather very mild here this afternoon. It's anything toward the muggy side. It's a bright day now, gray before. Wanted to go with that cold gray October day. Of course, it's never cold here in an October daytime along the Central Coast, and just one of the many reasons to live in this area. Here's another good one right here. That's just absolute panorama of high school sports that we have available here. The kickoff goes right away to Reggie Stevens, who after a couple of bounces on the ground picks it up and bumps and bounces his way up to about the 28-yard line, where the Cardinals will have it 1st and 10.
Not exactly a great start on that one. Danny Martin was the kicker for North County. Sort of didn't even get the ball in the air. It bounced at about the 30-yard line, so the Cardinals are going to start in fairly good position on about their 27, 28-yard line.
The Cardinals broke on top, as you fans remember, 14-0 last week over San Lorenzo Valley, then faded. We'll see how things go for them this afternoon as K.C. Kaiser comes up to center. A little banging in there. The Kaiser gets dumped immediately here. The Condors, noted over the years for their aggressiveness on the football field and their good training procedures and their absolute high team family concept spirit. Back here on top of things once again after a 2-year hiatus where they were more near the middle of the bottom of the pack of the league. Right back on top this year looking for another shot at that championship. So on second down now. A
quick hitter up there to Neil Churchill, who picked up about 10 yards on the play. Tackled in there by Machuca, who was just trailing the play from behind. Jeff, that's going to be the secret right now. Santa Cruz has got to get off and has to be deceptive because their offensive line is not nearly as big as County's defensive front. Their County's defensive front comes in at averaging about 230 pounds.
It'll be Stevens, number 1, Robinson, number 2, and Churchill, number 22, with most of the work as Kaiser looks towards Woliczko. Has Woliczko for a first down at the 35-40-yard line, the 45-yard line where the football will probably be spotted as Woliczko makes his presence felt immediately, and it seems like the Cardinals are trying to get everybody's hands on the ball as quickly as they can.
Well, they know they're going to have to dominate and score quick like they did against SLV. That was good coverage out there by Matt Perez, but Woliczko ran a nice, crisp, tight pattern, was able to get in front of the ball.
So first down from their 44. Here comes Germain. Germain tripped there in the center of the field, which looks a little muddy and kind of slippery.
It is a little slippery. There's not much turf out there if you can look out there. That tackle was made by Jason Armendariz, who just was able to penetrate the line, and that's what you're going to have to do. You don't have to really get deep in the backfield on the fly, but you do have to get in the way of the running backs. Lost about 2 to 3 yards on that particular play.
So second down and a long 12. Well, the first hit on the ball carrier was made by number 55, North Monterey County, who I don't have on my chart, but then everyone else on there is, including 45, Tracy Fink, Mike Anderson, number 48. He was just creamed on that carrier. They read that one completely. Third down now. And the Santa Cruz Cardinal offense stalling just a little bit here at midfield.
They can't really afford to do that, Jeff. That play took a little bit too long to develop. It has to be a lot tighter and faster.
Look for the pass here. KC back to pass. Ball on the ground. I don't know whether it's alive or not. Everyone's playing as if it is.
The officials say it's live, and North County says they have it. And they
First
do.
down. First down for the county. Jermaine Robinson was there. Reggie Stevenson was there. Kaiser just kind of got hit so fast the ball popped loose. It was not a forward pass. And the recovery goes to the Condors, and the Condors get the first big break of the game. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the 30.
Huge
of
break.
Santa Cruz.
Jeff, that was a huge break. Casey was rolling back, and they were just coming right in his face. Number 55, I have it on mine. Mateo Schiralde, he just was right there, knocked the ball away from Casey and turned that fumble over.
Now we get our first look at Shoemaker and his gang. First handoff goes to Nando Nira. Nando Nira is their main carrier. Nira this year for the Condors has 8 touchdowns. He has he's leading the league in rushing with 67 carries for 461 yards, averaging almost 7 yards per carry. And of course those 8 big touchdowns. Shoemaker, the quarterback, 400 is his completion average. The average length of the completion, 5.5, and 3 touchdowns. Highly talented kid, but not being able to show so much in the passing statistics this year as yet. Now it goes to Ivan Calvillo. Calvillo with a couple.
He got a dove inside on a quick little hitter right over the center, picking up just a couple on that particular play. Aaron was the one on the tackle. Jeff Schumacher is, as I said before, this is his second full year in football. He took over last year with about 4 games to go, so he's still learning the fly. And if the fly works very well, that quarterback really doesn't have to throw the ball all that much.
You're absolutely right. That goes a long way towards explaining the statistics. Obviously, with more talent than those statistics standing alone without that explanation would explain. And somebody's offside there. I think the county jumped. It was the right tight end.
The tight end, Keith Merrihew, jumped offsides trying to anticipate the count. And you can't do that. That took him out a little bit out of it, 5 yards back. So it's going to be 3rd down and 15 for the Cardinals. It doesn't make that much of a difference as far as what's going to really happen. Number 13, Michael James, coming back into the lineup. He's the main flyback, if you will. He's the one that can really cause the problems for you. He's only got 193 yards on the season, but that just says the man up the pipes are doing much better.
Hillary Metzner is wide left as Shoemaker now looks his way. Never looked any other place, but has James out there. Ball overthrown. James, 6 feet, 175 pounds. Would have needed to double those statistics in order to have a shot at that ball, but a safe play by Shoemaker. It will bring up a 4th down and 15.
Wise choice. If you're not going to get a completion, at least get it so you're not going to be able to get an interception as far as that's concerned. Now, Shoemaker's 6'4". He's about 210 pounds. We saw him a couple times throw the baseball, so he does have an outstanding arm out there. Kind of brings back memories of Todd Whitehurst, I believe, who played quarterback for the county several years ago.
You're quite right. James now is wide right. Metzner again on the short side of the field. Shoemaker looking, finds Nando Nera. Nando was turning upfield before he closed the palm. The ball incomplete. And the Cardinals will have the football.
Good defensive stand by the Cardinals because they had the ball with their backs, not really to the wall, but pretty close. Nando Nera just coming out of the backfield on a late little release. He had probably 10, 15 yards, Jeff, if he could have caught that ball, but unfortunately he decided to run well before he caught it.
County never gave the punting team a look that time, never gave it a thought.
Now, they didn't think they had to. This close, they figured they can score.
Kaiser to Churchill, I think.
Neil Churchill just coming off the right tackle, doing a good job carrying tacklers as he goes out there. Tracy Fink, one of those people hanging on to him. Chris Burdett, another one of those Condor tacklers hanging on. Picks up about 6 yards on the play.
It'll be 2nd and 5. From about the 38. The Cardinals trying to snap back. And that come from behind loss last week against San Lorenzo Valley. Now it goes to their Gabe Blanchette, their 5'11", 200-pounder, by far the beefier of the 4 running backs that they use. Blanchette filling in for Stevens last week, did a fine job for the Cardinals.
Blanchette's a load when he comes up there, but unfortunately he came up to where there was absolutely no hole, so the entire center of the Condor line was able to step up and just make a quick exit of Mr. Blanchette. Blanchette, Gabe's done a pretty good job. He has 170 yards so far on the season. He averages 7.1 every time he touches the ball.
Now here comes Brendan Ian-Badeo to the right side for the Cardinals as Jermaine goes in motion. He has the football. He has the outside. He has some room. Fine tackle in there. Shoestring. Michael James was the man who got enough of Jermaine Robinson to slow him down, just enough for the rest of the team to close, or Jermaine was going to be gone. At any rate, it's a 1st down Cardinals. They have the ball at midfield.
That's going to be the fun part to watch. The speed of the Cardinals' backfield is fantastic with Jermaine Robinson, Reggie Stevens, Neil Churchill, and Ian Badea, who is lined up to the right. They're all sprinters. They can really get and go. If they get loose in the Condor backfield, look out.
Now Woliczko is wide right. They're out of the fly formation this time. Pickup blocking is good, but then it collapses and Casey Kaiser gets pummeled.
Casey just dropped back to it. Great defense by the Cardinals as they had 2 guys going out for the Cardinals. Condors had dropped 4 men deep. No chance. Tracy Fink came in and closed the pocket and Casey went down.
Fink's been overwhelming there in the line from his right defensive tackle slot.
Fink's a big old horse. It's 6 foot, which isn't all that tall, but 200 pounds, so he can bring the shop when he wants to.
Now the Cardinals on 2nd and 16.
Back in the fly formation.
Here comes Robinson. He's got it. He'll try to cut right. Can't do it. Closed down immediately and tackled by number 55, who we don't have a name for.
Well, the reason number 55 was able to come up with that particular tackle was Mike Anderson, who was the outside linebacker, was able to turn that play back into the center of the line. That gave everybody up top in the interior for the Condors a chance to catch up and make the tackle.
We're going to get that name. I think these guys on our left have it.
Okay.
number 55. If he's going to keep getting his number called, we might as well put a name with it. And as we now go to third down and 18 for the Cardinals. Handoff goes to Churchill, trying to get out of the backfield. Going to have a hard time. Bangs into Kaiser, then keeps going. Ball's up for grabs. Who has it? A Condor comes out of the pack with it. He's off and running. They're going to call it back. We'll see who gets it and why.
Armando Mercado somehow came up with that loose pigskin that was jumping around all over the place. Looks like they're going to change offense to defense, so it looks like the Condors are going to come up with it. I haven't seen Schumacher come on the field yet.
So 2 turnovers for the Cardinals.
Now the punt team, I guess they're going to call the ball down. Apparently they slammed down, the ball popped straight up in the air.
Sure didn't seem like the ground could have caused that. Came from around the guy's helmet, but a call is a call. It will be the punting team.
Cover!
It will be Quillisi rooting it out, and Michael James has it. He has it at about the 20, trying to get away. Will not get away from a fine tackle by Jason Nee, who just hung on.
Great job by Jason Nee, tenacious tackle. He had James right around the ankles, and it's a little tough to run when both ankles are tied together. Good bulldog technique. Going to have the Condors start at about their own 25, 26 yard line, 1st and 10, and a long way to go. But the one thing with the deception on the fly is 80 yards, 75 yards can be made up on a quick off-tackle play.
It's a wide! It's a wide!
So
it's
from
a wide!
the 25, the Condors with their second possession. 2:33 left in the first quarter. Big showdown here at Santa Cruz Memorial High School Field. A battle for playoff contention, a battle for championship contention, as Nando Nera, they're saying it, Nando Nera, is up around at the 33-yard line now on 2nd down with 3 for the first.
Again, Nando just took the ball and just, boom, quick off tackles, pop. It's really deceptive. It's not a power offense, but you really have to hit the holes quick. All the offensive line is trying to do is to turn the shoulder of the defensive lineman just to give a small opening.
Fake Almendares, the delivery to Nera. Nera across the 35-yard line up to about the 37. Has a first down for the Condors.
Again, same play as they brought their fly back in motion. You fake the handoff. It's a little bit of deception, and the sleight of hand that your quarterback gives you will really help the running backs as far as how they're going to be able to break free, because the line's going to be looking just to find the ball.
As are the announcers. Now Shoemaker and the Condors on first down. Time running short here in the first quarter. Football goes to Calvillo, number 21. Brian Bennett, number 24. 24 with the carry. Bennett gets a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing the Fly does, especially in North County, they run just a multitudes of backs coming at you all the time. They've got 2 fly backs, Matt Perez, and of course Michael James. So they can continually come at you with a lot of fresh running backs.
James at the fly now. Nera is on the other side.
Just a variation set on it. The only one will go in motion.
It's James with it. Gets that hole. Gets about 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and a couple for the first down.
Nice bit of cutback running by James. You saw him try to come around the left side. There was really nothing there as the Cardinals managed to stretch it out to the near side. Brought it back to the center. Actually right into the teeth of the flow, but still picked up 5 yards on the play.
First quarter been a very quick one. They may get one more play off. 16-15 and clock moving down. The Condors should make this snap, but they don't have much time left.
If Schumacher doesn't hurry, he's just going to turn it around because they're right about at midfield.
He's not going to get it off.
No.
So the first quarter very rapidly played here. Ends with the score tied, nothing apiece. Second quarter coming up. After a scoreless first quarter, we're ready to begin the second. You surprised, Kurt, that we've seen no markers?
I am very surprised we haven't seen any markers. I do know that both these teams are aggressive and they play clean. I'm very surprised that we haven't seen that many passes. We've seen a couple of tries by Casey, but only one real good completion.
There goes Bennett in motion now. Long count by Schumacher. Gives it to Nera. Nera busts it up the middle. Very close to the first down marker. We'll have to wait the spot. I don't believe he made it.
Well, if you go by the spot of the linesman on this side of the field, he didn't. But I think they're going to try and go for a chain measurement and take it from there. You know, one reason as a quarterback you're going to delay the count so much, especially if you have a man in motion, is to try and string your defensive backs out a little bit farther so you can possibly open up something off tackle, anything up the middle, especially if you only need about 2 or 3 yards.
Camera direction.
See what the tail of the tape has to say for us here. And they say baseball's a game of inches.
Going to be a first down. Well, that's why you called for the measurement. It certainly appeared there right in front of us, Kurt, right down our line, right down our perspective across the field, which is right at the 50. They're at about the 47. Didn't look like it was over there, but it is. And the Condors will have a first down from there. Mateo Serralde had now made up the 3 calls that I owe to number 55.
He'll be in more than just a couple of those. You may have to make it. He's the tackle here on this side for the Condors.
Even more important to keep up with the number of times he deserves to have his name called. So we're even, my man. And away we go with Schumacher at the helm and Michaels in motion. And the pitch out comes to Nera. Nera slips and falls. Once again, the middle of the field looks like tricky footing this afternoon.
That was too bad. We had just a basic power play coming, sort of the old SC. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to ruin your lunch as far as that statement is concerned. Coming around the right-hand side with a slip down. Possible long game. Josh Sutton was chasing him in the backfield. Got credit for the tackle just by touching him down.
Was there a game here last night? Well, it was a game here last night. Perhaps the field's a little slow in coming back. Maybe it needs a week to repair itself, because that middle of the field looks awfully slippery, and when guys like Nera go down,
that's saying something, because he has some good sheer footage. Yeah, the game here last night was Harbor's homecoming.
I see. So the field a little bit soft in the middle. As Bennett gets the carry, Bennett stays on his feet. A marker is down. Bennett barely got back to the line of scrimmage. There's a nice shoestring tackle in there by
Ian Badejio came up from his corner position.
Penalty's going to go against the Condors, so Ian Badejio was in on the play, but the flag is going to cost the Condors the yardage.
Well, the decision now is, I guess they're already going to take that one. Is it going to be down or distance? They're going to pick it up. Somebody make up their mind out there. Penalty's been refused. Third down. Good decision, I think, by the Cardinals as far as that's concerned, because they've got still a long way to go for a touchdown. They feel they're controlling the running game, at least up to this point in time, so they're going to gladly sacrifice a down, make it 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11, here they come. The resurgent Condors up from North County last year in the league, I believe, for these guys. They'd like to take that championship back to where they think it belongs and where it spent much of the time that they have been in the league. Jamaica looking right has Michaels. Michaels just can't hang on. Just out of his grasp. He had fingertips on it, but that was it. Couldn't tuck it. And that was a good-looking pass.
Pretty pass thrown by Schumacher.
All right, let's go.
Number 1. Mr. Stevens was out there as the Cardinals were in a zone defense, and James was wide open. He picks that ball off, Jeff, and it's off to the races and possible 6 points for the Cardinals, because the deep zone had not rolled to that particular side, so James had nothing but sideline had he made the catch.
So Danny Martin will punt it. Away. Back deep is Robinson. Robinson with that thrilling opening kickoff touchdown return. On the move, takes it this time, puts on a couple of moves and goes out of bounds on the far right side, just short of the 40. The Cardinals will have it at about their own 39, 1st and 10, still no score. 10 minutes, 7 seconds left here in the first half.
That low line drive kick is a perfect return type of a kick. You get the man to come up, pick it off on the run. Your coverage really hasn't had an opportunity to get down there, as was evident, because he had about a 15-yard return as far as that is concerned. You mentioned Robinson, old Jermaine. When I talked to Coach Souza, I said, well, what's the key to winning this ballgame? He said, stop number 2. And that is Jermaine Robinson, who's lined up as a flyback right now.
Hold on!
Reggie Stevens is going up the middle, just driving and pushing the pile back, picking up about 5 to 7 yards.
Tackled in there by David Fowler, the left guard, or the left tackle, I guess you might say, for North Monterey.
That was a nice play, because what they were able to do is just turn the nose guard just a little bit to get Stevens a chance to get through that hole. Linebackers had blown back off the ball a little bit, didn't react, and come up and snuff that play, so they were able to pick up about 5 yards.
2nd and 6. Jermaine Robinson in motion. Pitch out goes to Stevens. The flag comes out. They all stop.
Just a little bit of movement up in the offensive line. A little too soon for the Cardinals, so we'll probably have a little bit of legal procedure going on. As I said, the fly is a deceptive and a quick offense, and sometimes what these interior linemen will do to try and pull and get to their spots quick is leave just a half bit too soon. They'll try and anticipate the count and will leave before they're told to.
Goes 2nd and 11.
Tight formation for the Cardinals this time.
Just a wealth of running backs back there. Kaiser goes to the air. Pass is caught. It's Jason Nee with the catch.
That ball was tipped too, Jeff, just at the throw. That was Nee with the catch. Able to do some fine running. But I still think that ball was tipped. Dangerous pass, because he just stood right up from center and threw into a bunch of hands. Fortunately for the Cardinals, it fell into the right set of hands, and they were able to pick up about 6 yards on the play.
Now the sure-handed Jason Nee comes out with it. Now he goes to the far left on 3rd and 3. Robinson goes in motion. The handoff goes to Stevens. Stevens battling. I think he's going to be short, but I thought they were short before when they've measured otherwise. It's going to go 4th down, clearly.
John Muller on the tackle. He stepped up from his linebacker position to make the hit. They're going to say it is short by about a yard if you look across at the stick, so it's going to be 4th and 1.
And here comes Quillisi, so the Cardinals will punt as James and Omar Mercado go back. Now it'll be Michael James alone. It's a fake. The ball is in and out of the hands, and he was just barely had the first down, but it's in and out of his hands. Who was it? Number
Alex
24,
Robinson came up.
Jason Nevin with the attempt.
Alex Robinson came up. He had dropped back over to that side to cover. Quillisi rolled over to that particular side. Unfortunately, Nevin really didn't push that defensive back deep enough, and Robinson came up and made a nice hit on the play to jar the ball loose. Could be the break that the Condors have been looking for.
Well, both teams reluctant to punt away, unless absolutely backed up. The Condors eschewed the punt once. The Cardinals gamble this time. They lose. The Condors have it in Cardinal territory at about the 48 for the first down. As Schumacher fakes the near and then keeps it and then throws and finds his receiver, Jose Avalos. Avalos has it deep into Cardinal territory now at the 30-yard line. The Condors are on the move.
Nice pass by Schumacher as he just rolled out to his right little bootleg. Again, the zone is a deep zone set up by Santa Cruz, allowing that pass to come underneath. Jermaine Robinson came up with a nice textbook tackle, just put his head right between the receiver's legs, wrapped his arms, and dropped him right there at about the 29-yard line in Cardinal territory. But that's too big of a gain to give up, especially on first down.
Well, we may see that play again. No one was near Avalos.
Now, I'm kind of curious what type of defense is going on out there for Santa Cruz.
I beg your pardon. That was Keith Merrihew that made that catch. Avalos is a Santa Cruz player, so that's Merrihew. Now we have Schumacher throwing. No one's there, so no mistake can be made. Robinson was over there. No Condors near it, but the reception was made by Keith Merrihew, and we apologize for that mistake.
No Condors near that particular passer, but there are a host of Santa Cruz Cardinals over there as running on a deep zone to cover that place. Again was Robinson, but they're like 3 or 4 with Woliczko right there to try and make that interception. Good decision by Schumacher to throw that ball right over the top for an incompleted pass.
So we have Hillary Metzner now out on the right side. We have Jason Armendariz in motion. And play goes straight up the middle.
Nice bit of deception as far as that was concerned, because he faked the faked the handoff to the wingback who was in motion.
Nera got it.
Gave it to Nera, who just blew right up the middle as the whole entire offensive line for the Cardinals just wiped out Santa Cruz's line.
And Chris Grogan made the tackle finally for the Cardinals. His name was called a great many times last week against San Lorenzo, so he's making his presence felt now. But the Condors on the march here with the upper hand. Inside the 25.
Santa Cruz tightening up their defense just a little bit. Again in motion.
Jamaica now rolling. Sees Nera short. Goes back to Merrihew. Merrihew smothered this time by red shirts, among others Robinson, who we talk about an awful lot on offense, but who is just a fine defensive back as well.
He's a super defensive back. They've got some outstanding defensive back. Robinson, Stevens, Ian Badesio, all fast. All can get to the ball in a big hurry. Schumacher rolling to his right and was running out of real estate. All his receivers were in the same area as they stacked up on the zones. And the Cardinals more or less just shoved that play right out of bounds. Stevens actually had an opportunity for a pick, and so did Robinson on that one.
So the Cardinals defense is stiffened. They're going to have to keep it tight. It's 4-2 here. The Condors on the move. Midway through the first, or midway through the second quarter. The shot goes to Nera. He'll be tough to hold to 2. They won't hold him 2. He has the first down, a lot more. Barreling down inside the 5-yard line. Nando Nera for the Condors has the first and goal situation.
Great piece of running by Nera as he came off the right side, just around the right end. Good downfield blocking as the Cardinals were just kind of laying down as he picked his way down through the field of laying down red shirts, which is not a real good way to play defense out there. So it's going to be first and goal for North County from about the 8-yard line, and now it's going to be nervous time.
From the 8-yard line then, the Condors with 5:58 left on the clock here in this first half. This time the carry goes to Ivan Calvillo. Calvillo is stopped right away.
Collision in the back time as far as that was concerned, as every back was running into each other, so Schumacher never got a real good handoff. Ron Miller was in there to make the tackle, but credit a part of that tackle to the collision in the backfield on the Condor running backs.
Here and James at opposite end of the line. James goes in motion. James has it. James tries to turn the corner and just whacked there. Fine tackle by Gabe Blanchette.
Great job by Gabe. He just came slicing across the line of scrimmage. Never really gave James much of a chance to do anything. Good tackle. Put the helmet right across the beam, as they try and teach you at high school ball, and dropped him. Super defensive play. Now this defensive series is going to be could turn the tide as far as the Cardinals are concerned. They really have to be tough up on the front wall, and so far they are rising to the challenge.
Well, it's goal from the 8. Now it's goal from the 9, and it's 3rd down.
Never take North County out of this, especially with Schumacher, who can run and throw.
Here comes James with it now to the right side. He's got to string it out. The Cardinals stay after him, and he does not get in.
He was trying to. Ian Badesio was over there to make a tackle, got hold of James's jersey and was able to just spin him on down about the 3rd-yard line. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. I would say that the Condors are going to take a run for it. And I see the T coming in, so they're going to go for a field goal. That shows tremendous amount of respect for the Cardinals' defense if County's going to come in and get a quick 3 on the board, or at least try to.
Well, that's what they're showing anyway. It'll be Danny Martin, 5'10", 160-pound junior, to try.
Jeff Brandon, the holder, is one of the other quarterbacks.
Well, the field goal, it is up. It is good. The North Monterey County Condors, with 3:39 left in the first half, get the first score of the game and lead the Santa Cruz Cardinals by a score of 3-0. I don't see statistics here, many statistics here for Martin, so I don't know how many field goals he's tried this year. He had as much of that as he needed. About a 20-yard attempt, and that was good.
That managed to wiggle its way right on through the uprights. Typically, the Condors don't score by field goals and PATs. They score by straight-out touchdowns, as is evident with Nira scoring 8 touchdowns on the year so far for them. But they are put it on the boards via get it through or over the top of the goal line type of a ball club.
So the Cardinals did a good job stopping him. The Cardinal defense 4th in the league. The Condors offense 3rd in the league. Santa Cruz, of course, number 2. Blanchette has this kick at the 20. Pulls his way back to the 25. Ball bounced around so long, the Condors with plenty of time to close it down. It'll be Cardinals ball at their own 24 or so, with 3:34 left in the first half, and the Cardinals trailing the Condors 3-0.
I'm really surprised that the Condor kicker is not getting the ball any deeper, because Santa Cruz is being able to start the ball in fairly good field position at their own 25. Watching Blanchette, I think he was debating on whether or not he was hoping the ball was going to bounce out of bounds. When he realized that wasn't going to be the case, he thought he'd better grab it and make up what yardage he could.
So now the Cardinals, with all that talent, carry goes to Neil Churchill. Neil Churchill has close to the first down, about a 9-yard run for Churchill. He's just probably a foot or 2 short of a first down. So 2nd and 2, and a big opportunity down for the Cardinals to do what they'd like with it.
Super job. Just a quick hitter right over the right side as far as that. And Amon was the one that was able to make a tackle on Churchill, or you would have seen him pick up a little bit more yardage. Just quick hitters, and that's what the fly does. They hit the line fast, and if the hole's there, they're gone.
Oh, Kaiser gives to Blanchette. Blanchette just bulls, a different kind of runner than the others in that backfield. Blanchette,
he's
quick enough a foot, but all muscle up top, and when he bangs you, you get pushed back no matter who you are. He has the first down for Santa Cruz.
He gets those shoulders going square to the line of scrimmage, and I mean, he just brings the package with you. Omar Mercado hit him head up and just kind of went boom, and then he backed up. Sort of like, oh my, I just got something new running into me. This is not like these little scatbacks that I'm used to.
Churchill, Robinson, and Stevens will fool you with their feet. Blanchette just pushes you around with his body.
He'll just run over you. It's real simple.
Now Robinson, talk about quick feet. Here he comes, roaring up the right side.
Keith Merrihew, I think, with the tackle on the far side, just dragged Robinson down, but it was enough for a first down as he took the handoff and just went right around the right side. Good pursuit by the Cardinals, but not after for the Condors. Hard to say all those C's going through there. I may just go with North County and Santa Cruz. It might make it easier for me. But a nice game.
Yeah, it's easy to mix your birds this afternoon.
Well, we got them all laying around out there in the field. Hopefully nobody's going to really lay an egg, but Santa Cruz right now has an egg on the board, and they'd like to get rid of it.
They're not that dissimilar of feather either. Both using that fly offense. Now Reggie Stevens gets his turn. He's shut down, and on the tackle, among others, is Jason Almendarez for the Condors. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Nice job by Jason. He stepped across the line of scrimmage, and the play was coming right at him. He didn't get an opportunity to try and go for any of those fakes, so he just stood there, held his ground, which you're taught to do, and just made the tackle.
This is the fastest played game that I can remember in a long time, at least to this point. We're only 37 minutes into it in real time, and we only have a minute and 7 seconds left in the first half. Both teams have been pretty content to keep it on the ground and go with their fly offenses, and then when they've thrown, they've been completed, and that pretty much keeps the clock running as well. So
yeah, we've got a timeout going right now.
First one, so I spoke up too soon perhaps. We could have, of course, 7 or 6 timeouts here in the last minute and 47 seconds.
Well, they say the longest time in both basketball and football are the last 2 minutes of any half or game is when everybody decides to call the timeouts. Coach Maheron out there trying to give his Chargers just a little bit of a encouragement. It's kind of a fun thing to say, and I'll say it now. I was going to save it, but what the heck. The 2 head coaches, Larry Souza for North County and Ron Maheron for Santa Cruz, played across the field from each other back in the 60s. Larry Souza out of Laverne College and Ron Maheron out of UC Riverside. If you talk to Souza, they destroyed Riverside every time.
Churchill's going to let it go. The ball's going to be intercepted by James. There was intended for Brendan Iron Badeo, but James had the position, got right in front of it, and made the interception. At what price remains to be seen. He's still down, as you can see, as he tumbled backwards after the catch. But that was a tremendous pick by Michael James, and the Condors will have the ball at their own 20 now, leading 3-0 with 1:40 left to go here in the first half, as he gets the official escort off the field by the head coach himself.
That play was developing really well. Churchill was coming to his left, setting up on a halfback pass or an option. Badeo was open, but Neal just could not get the ball deep enough because Badeo was open. He probably had James beat by about a stride or two. Good leaping ability by James to get up in the air and make that interception. Looked like he might have got a finger in the eye because as he was going down, Badeo took a swat at him just to make sure he was going to continue to fall down.
So the Condors now, just over a minute left in the half. We'll keep it on the ground with Nero, who just gets a snap tackle from Blanchette, who just about pulled the leg right out of the socket.
You don't think that guy is really fired up to play a little bit of football? He just twisted, he took Nero just right on down. No questions. I wonder if he goes to the Salinas Rodeo every once in a while and does some bulldogging.
That looked like turkey leg time at Thanksgiving.
Oh, I mean, he made a wish and it came true.
He yanked it.
It's always fun to watch these impressive tackles. These big thunder hits, or all of a sudden the legs go out from underneath you.
That's at least the second one this afternoon for Blanchette now. 30 seconds. The Condors like to take their time in these situations. They're going to be content to leave for the half 3-0, but that big old dude, he can't do that because people are certainly going to see him.
Healy cannot go up there and just walk off the line of scrimmage.
At 6'7", 275, there's no way to disguise that.
That's kind of like a little bit obvious out there. That's going to hurt him by backing him up 5 yards. Still be second down.
That guy's big, 275, 270, or 6'7". My goodness.
Hey, that's a large lad standing out there.
Yeah. He jumped off there, though. He looks mighty quick. I mean, he was 3 yards down the field just on the lean.
That's true, but nobody else had bothered to lean yet, so he kind of had a little bit of a head start. This is his first year of varsity. He played JV last year.
I don't think this snap will ever get off. It won't. The first half has come to an end. The North Monterey County Condors 3 and the Santa Cruz Cardinals nothing.
You're watching.
So, two very explosive teams, the North Monterey County Condors and the Santa Cruz High School Cardinals, ready to begin the second half of this afternoon's football game. Santa Cruz nothing. The Cardinals need to break that huddle and come out, because, Kurt, you were telling me that.
That's right, and the Cardinals have been shut out now for the last 5 quarters. The last time they put any points on the board were 14 up against San Lorenzo Valley in the first quarter, and they have not seen the end zone, be it a field goal, safety, or anything since then, and they are going up against the #1 defense in the SCCAL, North County, who only has given up on an average 160 yards per game, and they've only given up 62 points scored. So the Cardinals are going to have just a little bit of an uphill battle going off, and they get to kick off here.
Last week they came out the second half with a stop and then an opportunity, but just couldn't get uncranked in that third quarter. Faced with the same situation here this afternoon, of course, only 3-0. They just need to make that stop and get one spectacular playoff to be right back in it or go on top. But it's been the Condors who have more or less controlled the line of scrimmage this afternoon. Just been...
It's been all North Monterey County as far as the line of scrimmage is concerned. And if they're going to continue to take this ball game, it's going to have to stay this way. They cannot let Santa Cruz's line start to dictate. I love this style of a kickoff as Ambrose Torres is getting ready to blow out of it. Here we go.
Frank calls it the cluster. The kickoff taken by Omar Mercado. Mercado with some blazing speed up the middle. He's going to go the distance. There's just no way. I can't believe the burst he got off the block, how quick that hole opened, and how quickly he was in the end zone. Omar Mercado all the way for the touchdown. The Condors 9, the Cardinals nothing. Extra point try coming up.
That was just amazing, as that was just a wedge right up the middle, and the cluster got flustered as far as that one is concerned. because everybody was in the middle. Then there was enough blocks up the pipe. Mercado just shot out of that pile like he was shot out of a cannon. He was gone.
Not dissimilar to the touchdown return last week off the kickoff by Jermaine Robinson, who only had a line of San Lorenzo Valley defenders at the 20 to beat, and once he got through there, he was gone. This very similar. Mercado just took it. The line of defense was strung out across the field. He burst through there with a full head of steam. He was really trucking. I know you haven't seen him much this afternoon. After that, we may see a lot more. The boot is good by Danny Martin. The Condors now lead the Cardinals 10-0, and that with only 11 seconds gone here in the third quarter.
Well, we're sitting there watching 24 minutes of football in the first half that was played in just record time, it seems like, with not a whole lot of action from either offense. A couple of big plays, but nothing tremendous to speak about. And just like a bolt out of the blue, capture some lightning in the bottle if you can. Omar Mercado just shoots it for a touchdown. Changes possibly the complexion of the game, but we still have a long ways to go here in the second half.
Mercado goes the distance in 11 seconds or less. It was pretty amazing run he had. He just came trucking. He looked fast when he picked up the ball. We thought, my goodness, he's going to get a quick 15 yards before anyone touches him. He got the whole 80 without anyone touching him.
And here comes Jermaine.
Now he's capable of doing it right back. He's looking for his blockers. He's got some. Finally closed down and stopped by number 43, Rico Asturias for North Monterey County. But Jermaine Robinson has his Cardinals back in good field position at the 40-yard line. Their own 40, where they'll now take over, but trail by 10 points instead of the 3 at the half. 10-0 North County in the battle to see who holds on to a piece of first place or perhaps falls completely from grace if it's the Cardinals that lose.
Well, so far the Cardinals are trying to get their first win ever against the Condors, and they're looking to do it today.
Churchill has some room to the outside. Busts it up close to the 50-yard line, very close to a first down. The stick was at the just inside the 40 of Santa Cruz, and the football just inside the 50 of Santa Cruz. It will be second down and about a yard.
Chris Burdett got out there. Good, quick pitch out there. And Churchill, as we've said before, has got great speed. And he was around that corner. Burdett had to run him down from behind. Did make the tackle with some help from James. So this is what Santa Cruz has to do right now to answer that call that the Condors gave him with that touchdown.
Immediately to Churchill. Churchill just crushed. Oh, my goodness. Laying in wait was Mateo Zeralde. And just crushed Churchill.
There's not a real chance out there. Reggie Stevens was out there to throw one block, but he had 3 guys that he had to figure out how to block, and he just could not do it. The pass was a little bit low to Churchill, so he wasn't able to really get a good head of steam. So it was just no gain on the play. Matter of fact, it looks like he might have lost about a foot to a foot and a half.
There's just no way anyone was going to stop Zeralde that time.
He came out of there like a freight train. He read that play very well.
Now they give it to Reggie Stevens, who has the outside. Stiff arms, has the first down, I believe, as he just took out number 48, Mike Anderson, with a good old-fashioned stiff arm. Stevens showing some muscle to go with his hustle that time. First down, Cardinals. They're in Condor territory at the 47.
Stevens just rattled Anderson's cage as he fired that stiff arm up and just shook him, but it was just not a whole lot of real estate that Stevens was going to work with. Stevens coming into this particular contest with 270 yards on the ground. He missed last week, but he's all for making it up in this game.
Here comes Jermaine. Jermaine just rolling and twisting.
He's a great runner, Jeff. He looked like he might be able to take that. A hole open there off the left tackle for the Santa Cruz. He just turned it north-south and was able to pick his way up for about 15 yards for a good first down.
Tackled by Mike Anderson of the Condors, but it's a Cardinal first down from the 35 now of North Monterey County.
One of the
Cardinals trail by 10. There's 9:50 and counting here left in the third quarter. As he gets it again, here comes Robinson again, picking his way. The first man to grab a hold of him was Matt Perez, and then Michael James shut it down, but Jermaine Robinson has another 5 yards.
Keith Merrihew had a shot at him in the backfield, tried to do a little arm tackle, but Jermaine was not going to have any part of that, as his strong legs was able to carry him through that, and he turned it upfield. A couple more misses out there for the Condors. Matt Perez had a shot at him, and he missed him, so he picked up another 6 yards.
2nd and 5, Santa Cruz. Trying to hang on to some title hopes here. They have a loss in league. Here comes Reggie Stevens. Stevens to the outside. Gets a few. He'll still be short of the first down, I believe. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3.
Nice job by Stevens as he kept banging away to the right side. I think right now, if I'm Santa Cruz, we're either going to set up something off the left side as a quick hitter, or we're going to see a quick pitch to Churchill going around the left side of the wide side of the field to give him an opportunity to use his speed to get outside.
3rd and 2 from the 27. The Cardinals probably playing 4 downs in this territory. Have Woliczko wide left and Jermaine Robinson to the short side right. Looking to throw. Has Woliczko. Woliczko has the first down, I believe. He's really close. I see he's across that 25.
The officials are calling it a first down. Good job by Woliczko, because it was just a quick stand-up pass. Casey stood up, pumped the ball right to him. Number 34, Omar Mercado, was right there to make the tackle, but Woliczko was able to drag him the necessary yardage for the first down.
So from the 24, the Cardinals have a first down.
Future cheerleaders of America.
8 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. 10-0 they trail the Condors. A field goal and an 80-yard kickoff for a touchdown return. Robinson again. Robinson to the 20.
It's kind of like right now it's Robinson right, Robinson left, wherever he can get some real estate to go for it. Tackled that time by Michael James, who was able to step up from his linebacker or strong safety position to make that tackle. But it's a real good job by Robinson is concerned as he gets the handoff, starts down the line of scrimmage, sees where the line's going to give him an opening, and boom, right through it he goes to pick up some yardage.
Well, the turf seems to be a little more sure, the footing a little more sure now, perhaps drying in the heat of the day, perhaps most of the mud sucked up by the uniforms of the players, but they seem to be making sharper cuts now here in the second half like that. As Churchill makes the turn and gets smashed by Jorge Medina.
Churchill did a nice job on that one. He popped over, had a good hole, but it was quickly closed. Medina was right there to close it up, and he was joined by a host of North County friends as they just jumped on top of Churchill. Jeff Churchill showed some strength on that one as he was able to keep his legs going and probably pick up another 2 yards on that lunge into Condor territory.
Well, the yards have been tough down here. It's 3rd and 3 from the 18.
North County doesn't give up easy yards.
Churchill out of there. Good pickup blocking. Kaiser keeps it, roaring down towards the 5-yard line, but there's a flag way back at the 22-yard line. There'll be a flag, and I think this play is going to come back and then some.
I hope not. It looks like it's going to be a holding call on either number 56, which is Aaron, or number 50, which is Jesus Cortez. There was a nice block that freed Casey that didn't look like it was a holding call, but it could have happened on the interior of the line, and it is holding. Against whom we don't know.
Yellow silk that time against the Cardinals. A very expensive handkerchief, as they could have had the ball down by the 5-yard line, but instead have it back here. My goodness, where is it? Why are they hiding the markers on me? 50, 40,
30,
yeah,
32, 33-yard line.
33-yard line. There's no markers available for 25 yards over there. But
well, there's
50, 45, 40.
It's a premium out there. You're only going to get them for so long. Costly mistake by Santa Cruz on that one, because you're right. They could have been down there at the door on the 5-yard line. Great rollout by Casey, but maybe it was good because of the holding call.
Instead, they'll run this play from the backyard as Kaiser drops
screen.
Deep. Now has Churchill. Churchill with a little room and a little more. Fighting for all he's worth. Doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down and about 12.
Good job by that time by North County. They read the screen. They put the pressure on Kaiser, but meanwhile the defensive backs were flying over to the right-hand side. Good individual running by, I'll get it, Churchill on that one. Burdette over there to make the first stop for the Cardinals, or the Condors. They've got just a little ways to go. It looks like about 4th down and 14, 15, but they're going to take a shot at it.
Going to come to Robinson. He's looking to pass. Evades one tackler. Now lets it roar towards the direction of Churchill. It'll be incomplete, and credit Mike Anderson with the big pressure on Robinson that time. And Casey Kaiser is still down on the field in the vicinity of the 40-yard line.
He's getting up. He decided to throw a block to help his buddy Jermaine Robinson out so he could hopefully get that pass off. And he took a shellacking over there, but he's coming off the field. He'll be okay. He'll be out there to quarterback the next time Santa Cruz gets the ball.
KC okay. The Cardinals maybe not after that. They really had themselves flying back into contention here with a possible position of the football around the 5-yard line of the Condors. Instead, from the ensuing flag and two plays that failed to make up the 17 yards they needed, the Condors have the ball in the vicinity of their own 30. Handoff goes to Armendariz. Armendariz with plenty of room. Finally shut down by Robinson, who just flew across the field. The man is everywhere. But James with close to a first down for the Condors.
Speed like Robinson, you can cover it. He sits back there in his safety position, sees where the ball is going to go, and then just flies right to it. Jeff, that last offensive output by Santa Cruz took up almost 6 minutes on the clock. So now it's going to be North County's turn to try and grind down the initial 4 minutes and 30 seconds and try and put it in for the score.
Well, they lead at 10-0. We're in the third quarter. Cardinals had mounted a big drive there, unable to cash. Here comes Nando Nira, and he's across the 50, and the Condors are in Cardinal territory with a first down.
Nando just popped right off the left tackle. Nice opening job by the whole everybody on that side. That big 6'7" Healy just turned his man right out towards the sideline. And Nira had nothing but maybe a little tarnish, but green real estate to rumble through.
Ball just inside the 50.
Santa Cruz right now has to figure out a way to suck it up. They've got to start being able to control that line of scrimmage, tighten up the holes. Linebackers, you better start stepping up a little bit quicker if you want to slow down this fly.
Pitch out to Nira again. Nira rubs off a couple of his own guys. The Cardinals close it down there on the far side.
Nice job out there. Jason Nee got across the line of scrimmage to try and help out and make that tackle. But Jason Armendariz with a great block. To stop him up. But fortunately, the pursuit by the rest of the Cardinals team was able to get there in time to make that tackle. So Nira wasn't able to turn it upfield and pick up any yardage.
Fast-moving football game.
You gotta love these types of football games. Not a lot of boredom going on out there. They get up to the line of scrimmage, take the snap, and away they go.
Play after play. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. For James, he has it.
Super.
Michael James with the catch at the 25-yard line of the Cardinals. James down again. Well, maybe he got another finger in the eye. He got one last time when he made the interception. This time he makes the reception, and it's 1st and 10 Condors.
Super play by James on that one. He didn't get a finger anywhere. He was stretched out, made the great catch, tucked the ball away before he even landed on the ground. He just got the wind knocked out of him as far as that's concerned. But what a big play that was for North County. As Schumacher rolled out, got his feet set, threw a nice touch on the ball. That ball just seemed to float down in there, and James had beat the two-man. Number 25 for the Cardinals was Adrian Cochran. Wasn't anywhere near him. Nice reception, first down.
So James, for the second time, has the honor of the head coach, Larry Silva, escorting him off the field after a fine play. He'll sit and watch this one. Condors 1st and 10. This time, Brian Bennett up the middle. Bennett rolls down towards the 15, and the Cardinals maybe getting a little tired again.
Nifty piece of running by Bennett. He just sort of picked his way right through the hole. And there was just really a nice job of blocking up there by the entire wall of North County. They ran right over the top of where Blanchette was supposed to be and then down another 5-10 yards.
Now the Condors, fighting their way back to Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League prominence, have an opportunity here to really put the Cardinals in a cage.
Well, North County sort of took a vacation from the top last year as they were only able to win 2 Santa Cruz County football games. One of them happened to be against these Cardinals.
Here comes Nando Nira again. Nira inside the 15.
Taking it off the left side. Woliczko in on that particular tackle, right around the ankles. Nira seems to be the workhorse, Jeff. You just give it to him wherever you want a couple of yardage picked up, and he'll get it for you.
Well, Nira leads the league in yards. 461 yards coming into this game. He's probably over 100 here this afternoon from what we've seen.
If not, he's pretty darn close. He's picked up a couple of double-digit gains. Is the whistle out there? Oh, he was getting the referees in the proper location.
Think about your player of the game here this afternoon. A few come to mind. Will come from the winning team, whichever that is. Nando Nira again. He's got a leg on it. So does Mateo Serralde, number 55, who's been spectacular on defense here this afternoon for the Condors. Cardinals, of course. Robinson always comes to mind. Casey Kaiser having a pretty good game.
We have some kids out there that are doing an excellent job. That play worked from a nice block by David Fowler of North County. Was able to tie up most of everybody on the left side of the Santa Cruz line.
Condors from inside the 10. Just keep chewing up the yardage here.
That was Nira again, picking up about 2 or 3 up the middle. Blanchette again wrapping his arms right around the ankles of Nira to bring him on down. And it's grind-out time for North County. They're just working the clock. It looks like it's down to 33 seconds, 32 seconds, working its way down. As I said, North County's not going to be in any real big hurry. If they win 10-0 or 110-0, a win's a win. And that's right now what Larry Souza and the rest of his coaching staff is looking for.
Third down, they have about 1.5 yards. They can still get a first down.
Bennett again taking that handoff, going off the right side, picking up the necessary yardage. And it's just bang, bang, pop every time you get under there. Just inside slashing type of running. Nothing really fancy right now, but all the deception that the fly can give you, the multiple handoffs that can happen, are enough to confuse people.
So that's the end of the third quarter now. It's the score, North Monterey County 10, and looking for more, the Santa Cruz Cardinals, nothing. So the Condors laying their plans for the first play of the fourth quarter. They lead it by a score of 10-0, have the football inside the 5-yard line for the first and goal. Threatening to put this one out of reach for the Cardinals. And we will have a football game next week. We're not sure which one it will be. We have some college plans. I'm not sure if that's what we'll have next week. I don't think so. I think we're going to try and cover the best of Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League action that is available and that we can muster crew for, and all the other things that have to fall in place for these broadcasts. Jeff Conley with Kurt Edwards on a nice October afternoon here at Santa Cruz High School Memorial. The home team trailing 10-0, and the Condors to Nando Nira. Touchdown North Monterey County, 16-0 with the extra point coming up.
Looks like the game has just kind of turned its hand, Jeff. North County is in control of the line of scrimmage as Nira just went off just a little bit on a slant off the left side, and he didn't have any problems missing the direction, so he was able to get right on into the end zone. Fans over on the North County side.
Danny Martin will try to direct this one through the upright, and does for the extra point.
There we just got follow the bouncing football in the bouncing directions, and we'll get all the way on into the end zone. So we're going to come back out here with the score of 17-0 in favor of North County. Santa Cruz seems to have their heads down just a little bit, but with a little bit of luck, the old Highlander, Ron Maheron, the head coach for Santa Cruz, will be able to pick his Chargers up a little bit.
And now we have some directions for local fans from the future. For the future, Harbor High School apparently is going to hold the first ever varsity home field football game, although I heard that really isn't true. There really was another football game there at some time previously. But anyway, we'll just say it's the first one ever. It's part of the 25th year celebration and kickoff to the field's renovation project. So fans, friends, families, and alumni, this is not a practice. This is the real thing. There really will be a football game at the Harbor High football field.
That ought to be enjoyable.
That date again is Saturday, November 7th, when the Harbor Pirates host the Aptos Mariners.
Write that in your date book.
So the Condors will kick again. They are up 17-0. The Cardinals need to take it on the fly. And here comes Reggie Stevens. Stevens finally taken down there on the far side by, I think it's 48. Let me see his number. That is him, number 48. And Kurt, we have to put him, Mike Anderson, in our mix of possible players of the game.
He's been around the ball all day long. If there's a tackle, you can generally figure to find number 48 right there in the middle of it. Nice hop by on that particular one, so Reggie was able to pick the ball up, started up the middle, kicked it to the outside, and if it wasn't for Anderson, Reggie would have been gone for probably another 15 yards.
Well, he's been around the ball all afternoon. Being around that ball requires a lot of versatility and a lot of speed, because the ball is being usually carried around by very swift Cardinals indeed. 35-yard line, they have it now with a 1st and 10, 11:25 left here in the football game. One of the fastest moving games that I can ever remember. And with the timeout on the field, let's tell you about the SCCAL High 30-year celebration, 1962 to 1992, the 30-year homecoming bash, November 14th at 2 p.m. Special alumni sections in the stands, alumni scholarship fund raffle, and an award presentation honoring SCCAL coach Dewey Tompkins, a homecoming steak barbecue following the game. All SCCAL High alumni and friends are invited. Barbecue includes steak, beans, salad, bread, coffee, and soft drinks. Adults 10, kids under 12, 5. Make your reservations by November 7th. Send those cards, letters, and especially checks to the SCCAL High Finance Office at 401 Old San Jose Road, SoCal, California, 95073. Pick up your tickets at the stadium gate.
Hey, isn't Dewey about the only coach that SoCal has for like 30 years?
Only coach, history of the school.
My gosh. He's seen some players go through that particular program.
Casey Kaiser now finds Jermaine Robinson. Robinson has it up to the 45-yard line, as the Cardinals apparently are going to open things up here, Kurt, with time going away on them in one of the fastest played games on record. Maybe it'll slow down a bit now.
It might slow down a bit now, but the Cardinals are going to have to open it up. They're going to have to spread the field out. You're going to see a lot of backs out of the backfield. Try and take advantage of this tremendous speed that the Cardinals backs do possess. Casey, the second baseman for Santa Cruz during the baseball season, is going to get a chance to test his arm and air it out.
With the clock running, the Cardinals have Robinson in motion. Handoff goes to Stevens. Bumped immediately, came on out of there. How did he do it? Still on his feet, far side. He'll have it out of bounds inside the 40 at about just about at the 40. Maybe just outside the 40 at the 42 or so.
Super job of running. He went right in the middle, ran head on into number 61, Corey, for North County. I mean, he just ran smack into Corey Glenn, bounced out, kicked it around the right side, and was able to pick up enough for the first down. Just tremendous effort on the part of Stevens.
So from the 44, the Cardinals with a first down. Need some scores and need them quickly. Kaiser keeps it. He's got plenty of room. Still on his feet. Breaks a tackle. Laterals it off to Churchill. Churchill with one man to beat. Does so. Touchdown Cardinals.
What a great effort all the way around as far as the Cardinals are concerned. Casey coming down the line on the left-hand side with the option. He had everybody in his wake. Churchill looking for a pitch out. The linebacker, outside linebacker, stepped to go for the pitch out. Casey, who was a darn good athlete, football, baseball, basketball, turned it upfield. Churchill stayed with him, though, Jeff, waiting for that opportune pitch. He got it 15 yards down the field and was able to take it all the way on in. What a super effort.
So a touchdown for the Cardinals. They needed one quick. They got one quick. 17-6 the score. Extra point attempt coming up. Are they going to kick or are they going to go for two?
They're going to go for
two.
They've got to make up points in a big hurry, and one's not going to help them much. Two will be a little bit more of a help.
Cardinals going for two. Have Robinson trying to get there.
He's stacked up.
Stacked probably right at the 3-yard line where the whole play started. The extra 2-point play attempt fails. The Cardinals, though, with a touchdown. 17-6 the score. Kickoff coming up. Will it be of the onside variety?
Well, I would think it's going to be on the onside variety. You've got 7 minutes and 40 seconds to play right now. You're down by 11 points, and you know that the style of offense that North County runs can be a ground-controlled, time-consuming type of an offense. So look for that thing to try and do some kind of a crazy hop bounce. And if Santa Cruz is lucky, it'll fall right into their hands.
Do you think that's a called play there, or is that just something that develops?
That's just, if you're going to go onside, that's just something that's going to be called.
I'm talking about that lateral.
Oh, I think that was just something that was developed as the play went on, because Casey, who's got great peripheral vision, was looking around the entire time. He could see he wasn't going to get much farther, and he looked to his left and saw Churchill, who was probably also yelling at him at the top of his lungs, "Give me the ball." And here comes Frank Lynch's famous cluster kick. I wouldn't be too surprised if they onside this thing.
They do. It'll be too deep, though. It'll be all Condors on top of it. Omar Mercado has it. And not this time will he go the distance. He's stuffed at the 30-yard line.
We got all kinds of red shirts on top of him. Ryan Badejo is one of them. He's the main man that managed to make that particular tackle. It looked good from the start, Jeff, but all of a sudden it took that big kangaroo bounce right over the top of the line, and there was just nothing that anybody could do anymore except for wait for somebody to pick it up in a white shirt and then tackle him.
3-0 Condors after half. We've had fireworks aplenty here in the second half. 10:27 left in the football game. 17-6 Condors. Their football.
Now it's just a waiting game as Santa Cruz is going to have to try and tackle the ball and the runner, and Nira's not going to allow that to happen as he just bowls his way right up the middle.
Nando with 67 carries coming in, probably another 15 to 20 carries today and counting.
Well, he's coming out of the last game in which they played Monte Vista Christian, and he gained 119 yards on that particular game, carrying the ball 15 times. So he can be a workhorse.
2nd and 2 Condors. Just out there to burn some time now, I imagine.
That's really what they want to do. They want to get control of the clock. And that's one way to do it.
Brian Bennett barrels up the middle. He has a Condor first down. He's in Cardinal territory at the 49-yard line.
Jason Nee in on one of the tackles. He was wrapped up. He had some help coming in by Woliczko. They've got to come up. They've got to meet him at the line of scrimmage. They cannot let the runners get that deep in the backfield, because otherwise it's just, if they can come up, Jeff, and pick up 5 yards a crack, especially on first down, it just gives them the ball.
Shoemaker taking his time. Gives it to Nira again.
See how quick he's getting in the backfield right now. It's an excellent job by the offensive line, especially that little guy, number 79, Healy, is just turning his man right on out, opening up huge holes in the Santa Cruz line, allowing the running backs to get, 3, 4, 5 yards into the defensive backfield without even being touched.
Another first down Condors at the 38 of Santa Cruz. 8:52 now left in the game.
Go, boys, get in there, Cruz!
If this continues, which for Santa Cruz fans, we have to hope that it doesn't, it's going to be tough. Jermaine Robinson jumping up a little bit. They're starting to stack a little bit tighter on the defense for Santa Cruz. Nice bit of handoff action by Schumacher as he faked the handoff 2 or 3 different times.
He gives it finally to Brian Bennett. Bennett down to the 33-yard line. It'll be second down and about 5.
Just picking up the needed yardage. That's all he really has to do. There were shirt tackles and everything else. He was moving the pile back, but it looked like a shoving match. Still, a lot of white shirts were in front of him when he ran into the pile.
So Bennett and Nira in the backfield. Matt Perez is the fly. He starts flying. Bennett gets it again and just barrels, and the Condors are just content to keep smashing away at the Cardinals. The Cardinals will have to just dig in and stop them because they're not going to get, it appears, any kind of turnover opportunity. They're just going to have to stop these guys. And They haven't been able to do so. Sustained drive from the 30 now of the Condors all the way to the 27-yard line of the Cardinals.
The right side of the county line right now, which is Seralde and Cavello, are just blowing people away. It's really no contest. Ron Miller, number 74, who's standing up now, he's going to go down into an all-four position. He's just getting hammered. Merriweather is over with him now.
Cardinals fighting the Condors and the clock.
Fumble.
Ball on the ground. The Cardinals have it. So unbelievably, the opportunity they're looking for materializes right before their eyes as one too many handoffs, I guess. Nando and the usually sure-handed Nera couldn't quite get the handle. It bounced around. The Condors ended up getting about 5 extra yards on the play because the ball took a Condor bounce. But the big news here is the Cardinals now have the football with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock, trailing 17-6. Exploded for a touchdown in their last possession. Need to do it again.
They're going to have to look for it right now. Blanchette was the one that recovered that fumble for Santa Cruz.
Complete to Ian Badejo. I think his knee was down.
Yeah, you got to remember, this is high school ball, not professional football, so once that knee goes down, so do you. Casey threw that ball just a little bit behind Badejo, so he had to circle back. Otherwise, he probably would have picked up another 4 or 5 yards. What I think you're going to watch County do right now is you'll see them kind of relax on that zone, sort of that umbrella type of defense. Let the underneath patterns happen, but nothing deep.
So 2nd down and 5. The Cardinal enemy is the clock as well as the scoreboard, trailing by 11. 7 minutes left.
County showing blitz.
Letting it fly. That's almost intercepted by James. That would have been his 2nd of the day. Robinson was a little bit open there for a moment or two. Kaiser under pressure had to throw, falling backwards, and just didn't get enough on it. Had he been able to launch that long, Jermaine, you get the feeling, would have run right under it and just kept going.
Oh, I think so. North County was showing blitz, and Chris Burdett was coming right up the pipe. Kaiser, unfortunately, was backpedaling. You really can't get a lot on the ball when you're running backwards trying to throw it.
So 3rd down now and 5. Pitch out to Robinson. Robinson has it. Robinson has the 1st down. He's got some room down the far side.
There he
goes.
Still
on his feet. Turning on the afterburner. He's going to go. Robinson's going to go. The Cardinals are going to tie this up or get the touchdown and have a shot to tie it up or go ahead because they have closed the gap here considerably. It's now 17-12. Extra point try coming up. We assume they'll go for, well, we won't assume anything.
Don't assume anything in this sport. What a super run by Robinson down the right side. Mercado had a shot in at the 20-yard line. Actually had his hands on Robinson, but Robinson was able just to pull away and go in without even being touched the rest of the 20 yards. And I'm an old baseball guy. I'll use a Yogiism right now. We thought it might be over, at least I did, but it ain't over yet, folks.
This is a big, big play football team, the Santa Cruz High School Cardinals. They've shown you 2 here in the 4th quarter. Can they get another one?
They're going to give it an effort. Look for Churchill trying to get around the right side. They've got Blanchette lined up on the right. Try and do some lead blocks. Here comes motion.
Well, this was the odds. They're trying to do this once for the 2 times to get within field goal for the tie, but it's going to fail again, unfortunately for them. But as far as that goes, they're just as capable of scoring a touchdown on any play as any team I've ever seen around here. As things would have it, 17-12 now with 5:57 left on the clock in the football game, and what a turn of events here. A huge play. Jermaine Robinson all the way down that far sideline. Once he breaks that first couple of tackles and gets that steam up, look out.
Oh, he is a terrific runner. He's not a big back, but boy, his legs are very strong, and he's got that good running back action. He can break tackles. You try an arm tackle Jermaine Robinson, you're going to be left with an armful of air because he'll just go right on through it. We're teeing it up right now out there as we're watching Santa Cruz get prepared for that particular kickoff. As Ambrose Torres getting ready to tee it up. He's kind of angling it. Look again, Jeff, onside kick. Although the way the Santa Cruz can score, it will.
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
They just need to stop the Condors somehow, who must feel their wings clipped just a little bit at this juncture. That football is going to go out of bounds. The Condors will probably just take it there.
probably a wise decision as far as why tempt fate. As far as that part is concerned, you've got pretty good. Here comes the offensive unit onto the field. You have good field position. You'll pick up the ball at about the 30-yard line in their own territory. Now everything rests on Santa Cruz's defense, mostly the linebackers, because they've got to step up and plug those holes. They cannot allow those 4, 5, and 6 yards of pop that they were giving up during that last drive before the fumble.
So the football marked at the 35. The onside kick not very effective for the Cardinals in their 2 tries. But now it's their defense that gets the call as the Condors find themselves in quite a football game. After coasting just for a bit there, they now find themselves in a much tighter situation than they thought they would have. Nando Nira gets the call. He's had the primary duty here in the end game.
Josh Sutton in on the tackle for Santa Cruz. And right now you're seeing Nira and Bennett be the 2 workhorses. Nira, unfortunately, wore the gold horns down there at the other end of the field when he fumbled that exchange from Schumacher. That looked like that handoff might have been late, but that's too late to call now.
Shoemaker now on 2nd and 5. The Condors trying to stay undefeated in the league. Cardinals trying to keep that 2nd loss off the sheet. 2 losses might assuredly put them out of the first place run, and with Watsonville, San Lorenzo, and the Condors moving along so strongly, this would be a tough loss to take for the Cardinals.
It's always a tough loss to take for the Cardinals, and they really want to get this first victory ever, I believe, against North County. They want to have it now because the playoff system has changed a little bit, and we can try and elaborate on that one just a little bit from where it's been in the past, where it's been a blind draw and somebody comes out second.
There's more than 2 leagues involved in it now. There's a lot of leagues involved in it, but what it does is give you an extra game. It's a 3-game format now, and it gives the 3rd place team in the league, if they're a good team, a chance to go along with the 1st and 2nd place team, so that what happened to San Lorenzo Valley last year, 9-1, won't happen to anyone again if the officials can help it. Of course, I suppose you could have a couple of 9-1 teams that finish 3rd and somebody could get left out. It's never perfect, but they're trying to make it a little bit better for everyone. It'll be 2nd down now and 5. The Condors trying to eat up the clock, eating up a big piece of it. 4:16 left, but the Cardinals have shown they don't need much of the clock. They just need the football. They just need to get it into the hands of one of their skill players, Kaiser or Robinson or Stevens or Churchill. All of them capable of going the distance anytime. They're going to have to get the football back, however. They're going to have a hard time with Nando Nira carrying the mail behind all those trucks up front. Reggie Stevens made the stop that time for the Cardinals.
Super stop. Santa Cruz came with the blitz trying to guess. They guessed wrong, and Nira just popped it right up the middle, picking up the necessary yardage for the 1st down. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 43, 44-yard line.
We're inside 4 minutes, heading inside 3:40, actually.
One thing Santa Cruz's defense does do, when they hit you, they bring the whole mail with it. Here comes James.
James still on his feet, trying to string it out. The Cardinals just can't get the guy. He looked like they had him stopped 2 or 3 different occasions. He busts for the 1st down and a lot more. The football's going to be down around the 25-yard line now of the Cardinals, and this is deja vu all over again. Right here in this vicinity where it looked like the Condors were going to fly away with this football game. They coughed it, and the Cardinals took it back the other way almost immediately for a touchdown. 17-12 is where we are. 3:23 on the clock.
You're looking at a tired defensive unit out there right now for Santa Cruz as North Monterey continues just to grind it out and just beat them up as far as hitting their blocks are concerned. That was Nira again, just slicing off the right side.
It's been all Nira here in the 4th quarter for the Condors. He's just chewing up the yardage.
He is one heck of a workhorse. Jason Dalvizio, one of the Cardinals, in on that particular tackle, but they're just working over the interior of Santa Cruz's line. Poor Josh Sutton feels like he's getting just run over.
2nd down and 8 for the Condors.
These guys up front defensively for Santa Cruz have really got to suck it up and either make the fumble happen or hope it happens.
Inside 3 minutes now. Condors 17-12 lead with the football. goes to James. James dancing around, using up valuable time, if not yards. The Cardinals just letting the clock run here now.
Santa Cruz is calling a timeout. They're realizing that they are on borrowed time, if you'll allow me that little one, to try and do something. Adrian Cochran was on that particular tackle, but it's taken 2, 3, and 4 Santa Cruz Cardinals to bring down North County runners. In the first half that we watched this game that actually flew by, it was just one-on-one tackling, and it wasn't that much different. So you're seeing a tired Santa Cruz group out there right now.
Football at the 20, first down is at the 15. 2:25 clock stopped. 17-12, Condors leading with the football.
Well, there's no doubt that the possession of the clock and the possession of the ball is in North Monterey County's hands. And if they can continue to get 3 yards a crack, they're going to grind this thing down to the point where Santa Cruz, especially if they score, where Santa Cruz really doesn't have much of a shot at it. So it really behooved the Santa Cruz Cardinals defensive front, and they're a basic 5-2 type of an alignment. 3 down, 2 outside linebackers and 2 inside linebackers to step up and really put the hit on the ball. They have to start to tackle the ball.
We will be having a player of the game this afternoon. We hope you'll stay tuned right after the end of the football game as Kurt Edwards and myself, Jeff Conley, go and have a chat with the young fellow, whoever he may be. It's been pretty hard to make selections here. We have some in mind. We have Mike Anderson, of course, of the Condors, who's been stellar on defense this afternoon. Nando Nira, of course, now becomes the primary nominee for the honor with all his carries here in the fourth quarter and
Santa Cruz side.
On the Santa Cruz side, it would be far more difficult. They've had so many people involved. Jermaine Robinson, Casey Kaiser's had a good game. Neil Churchill's had a terrific game. Reggie Stevens has had a terrific game. If they turn around and win this one, we'll really have a hard time.
Well, I've got a quarter around here. Schumacher back up on top. Man, he's a big kid.
James in motion, long count, just using up as much patience as they can. Here's Nira. Nira just controlling the football. They just don't have to know anything else except what happens when 33 gets the ball. He's had virtually every carry here in the fourth quarter.
He truly has. Reggie Stevens stepping up, coming actually from his safety position to make that one, as again the right side for North County is just doing a great job of just blowing away the left side of Santa Cruz's defensive front. Josh Sutton is wondering what hit him. Ron Miller's getting backed around over there.
Well, the Condors doing exactly what they have to do, ball control, because you've got to keep the ball away from the Cardinals. They've shown with their explosiveness what they're capable of doing. It's Nira again. Nira bouncing, banging. Oh, what a run. Football's on the ground. Who has it?
And the guess is?
I think the Condors have it. The Condors do have it. Who's that getting up down there?
Nira's getting up awful slow. He really took a couple of pops. Santa Cruz is actually going for the ball. They're not really rapping for the ball carrier. They're going right for the ball, and they banged him pretty good, and that ball did pop free.
I think Amendaris jumped on it for the Condors. I'm not exactly sure of who recovered that football, but that was big. That was just exactly what happened the previous possession by the Condors. Total ball control for large chunks of yardage, huge chunks of time. The same thing, Nando was banged so hard he coughed that time. The previous time it was a miscue and a handoff, but I'll be sure whoever the Cardinals are that he's been popping into, they're feeling it. They're going to right back. Can you believe this? Another carry by Nira.
He's got to be getting tired out there. It's more like Nira left, Nira right, and occasionally we'll throw James in just to give him a blow. But they're right down knocking on the door, right about the 1 foot line. It's first and goal from about the 2.
Well, desperate situation for the Cardinals. 54 seconds left in the football game. They trail 17-12. The Condors are just feet away from another score. Not much they can do here as the Condors break formation, first down, and not very far to go.
No, not at all. Not a whole lot of real estate to protect right now for Santa Cruz, but those 2 feet are going to be the most important 2 feet they protect in a long time.
Looking for one more turnover, maybe.
Nira again.
Nira tries it, doesn't get it, but it's 25, 24, 23.
Clock.
The Cardinals finally call timeout here with 20 seconds left on the clock. But there's nothing much they can do about it from here. All the Condors really need to do is kneel on it.
That's what I was just going to say. If you've got 20 seconds to go, I do not know how many more timeouts Santa Cruz has. Maybe one, and it's 2nd and 2 feet for a touchdown. So look for North Monterey County and Schumacher just to kneel down and take it, or maybe give it to one of his backs. So they won't make that big of an effort except for just covering up the ball to prevent a fumble.
And it looks like both teams after this one will be 5-2. The problem for the Cardinals, of course, is their 2 losses are in the league. North County will be pure in the league, undefeated, but County still has some work to go. I don't think they've played Watsonville yet, and I don't think they've played San Lorenzo yet.
No, they haven't played Watsonville yet. Matter of fact, the entire Watsonville coaching staff is down below us on the right-hand side. So they're getting a real good look. They get a double chance to scout the fly because they get to watch Santa Cruz do it. And Watsonville's already played Santa Cruz, came in second to them, unfortunately for Watsonville, and they're yet to take on North County.
Cardinals have already played Watsonville and got the victory. The 2 losses may not be the end of things for them, but it's looking desperate indeed. As James turns the corner and scores the touchdown.
Going in untouched, I might add. Very little defense over there, as the entire left-hand side of the North County line just got up, pulled around the corner, and escorted Mr. James in without any trouble whatsoever.
So the Condors are back on top of things here in the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League with a 23-12, maybe 24-12 victory here this afternoon. We'll have time for one more kickoff. We'll maybe see Jermaine Robinson again, as the kick is good by Martin, and the Condors have a 24-12 lead. Much closer than that, though.
Actually, a heck of a lot closer than that. It's just been a couple of grindouts. That one opening kickoff here in the second half where Mercado just shot right up the gut, more or less set the tone for an exciting and high-scoring second half, because all but 3 points of the game happened in this particular second half. So it's nice to see Santa Cruz get on the board, because as we said at the top of the half, they'd been shut out for 5 quarters, and they needed to get some points on the board to reestablish the fact that, yes, indeed, they do have an offense. They have put 12 points on the board. The unfortunate side of it is their defense allowed 24 to go on the board.
Well, all that pent-up explosiveness finally came out of the jar.
Well,
but a little bit too late. They get the 2 quick touchdowns on the fine razzle-dazzle play. K.C. Kaiser lateral to Churchill for the touchdown after Kaiser on the keeper at quarterback up the middle. And then, of course, Jermaine Robinson with his outstanding run, the second great run we've seen from the man. 2 game of the weeks in a row here. Looking for somebody to throw it to. Here they come.
Here comes Berkeley.
Here comes the old big game play of years gone by. The clock will stop. 8 seconds left on the clock. The Cardinals will have another crack at it, but they're not going to get 2, so this one's going to go in the books as a Condor victory. Our player of the game, after careful consultation and consideration of the fine defensive play by several in the Condors defense, which did keep the Cardinals in the cage most of the afternoon, our player of the game is going to be, nevertheless, Nando Nira of the Condors for his virtuoso performance of ball control during the 4th quarter of this football game with countless carries.
Oh, he just was a one-man show out there. He had a lot of help from those big guys up front, but it was Nira here and Nira there, and he just grounded out.
Last play of the game, K.C. Kaiser lets it fly. Well, Woliczko's not going to get it. James almost with his 2nd interception of the football game. Ball falls to the turf harmlessly. This one's over. The North Monterey County Condors, after a couple of years of threatening to go extinct here as a football power, have been rescued and have come back.
Good job. Good game, buddy. Great game.
Larry Silver has stayed at the helm through thick and thin and now has them back on top of things. They shake hands with these Cardinals, who they probably won't see for a while now as they're departing the league next year. The Cardinals will be glad for that, because they're 0 for the Condors in their series between the 2 schools. So that's it. The final score here, North Monterey 24, Santa Cruz 12. Stay with us. We'll be back for a short chat with Nando Nira, our player of the game. Are going to have enough energy left to talk to me after I don't know how many carries in that last quarter. How do you feel?
Sore.
Sore.
Sore, yeah.
So how about that decision to just give you the ball every play for the last quarter of the football game? That was okay with you?
Yeah, I wanted it. So, you know, the whole team wanted it. I was just doing it for the team.
So what did you feel like the second time around? The first time around, you got down there was a missed handoff after you had eaten up almost half the clock and almost all the yards in the field. You guys coughed it only to see Jermaine go nuts. The second time down, you had a different attitude, huh?
Yeah, well, that first handoff was just kind of low. We just adjusted on the sideline. We didn't let us break us down. We came out and just had to do what we had to do, and that's what we did.
This is by far the most carries this year, isn't it? From looking in the paper, you had like 67 carries coming in. It looked like you had about 25 today.
That was tiring. That would be a lot. But well, I didn't care because, you know, I wanted the ball. That's what I'm here for, just to run the ball.
We may have missed it. What was the call the last time down there, the second drive, just before the touchdown when the ball was on the ground? What did they call?
That was, I think, a left quick.
Okay, was that a fumble recovered, or did they say the ground caused it?
I don't know. I was on the ground, so I don't know.
You could care less about what they were calling, huh?
As long as we got the ball back.
Kurt was pretty impressed with you today as well.
I was. You had a heck of a game. I noticed on a couple of them, were they trying, late in the game, how were they trying to attack you? For the ball or just trying to get you down?
At first, they were tackling me hard. They were hitting hard. You know, they're a good, solid team. And then after that, they were going for the ball, so I had to hold on 2 hands, you know, and so they wouldn't take it from us.
Anything you have to say about your offensive line? Looked like they were doing a heck of a job for you. Talk to me about that.
My offensive line, I got to go out and buy them pizza now. And the defense, too, give them, you know, everybody, the whole team. We did it as a team. You know, the line was great, and I like those guys.
Well, it's a super job. We'll take it back over to Jeff.
You guys were down for a couple of years down there, huh? Your sophomore, junior year, you guys weren't the Condors that you grew looking up to when you were a kid.
No, everybody seemed to look over us, and then, you know, we came back.
Well, is there any emotion down there this year to say, okay, we dominated that league for so many years, we want to take the title back to Castroville, retire it, and move on to the Monterey League? Has there been any talk like that?
No, we haven't really.
None whatsoever. I tell you what, I got a good job for you when you grow up. Secret Service, okay? The way you protected that football that whole last quarter, I think we could trust you guarding the president.
No, I'll stick with football.
Okay, stick with football. Very good at it indeed. This is your award, player of the game for this afternoon's contest between North Monterey County and the Santa Cruz Cardinals. It's you, Nando Nira. We thank you for coming to speak with us.
Nice job, Nando. Heck of a football player, isn't he?
He's a heck of a guy, yeah.
I wonder if he's going to make it to the bus walking out there. I don't know.
I can't believe it. That was really a pounding that he took and a pounding that he dished out to everyone. So a final score of 24-12 to enjoy this gig as a football guy.
Hey, it's a lot of fun as a football guy. I want to do it more often. It almost is as much fun as baseball, but I'm still solid baseball. But what a heck of a battle between two hard-fought football teams.
You talk big in the daytime. What if Frank's not around one of these night games in November when it's freezing out here? You ready for that?
Yeah, I got my long underwear. I'll be out here and having some fun.
Well, final score 24-12. The Condors are back to prominence here in the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League with at least a share of first place. Next week we have a football game. I'm not sure who it is. You can give Rusty Reed a call and try and find out. If you can find him, he'll tell us somewhere around Monday or Tuesday who it's going to be, and we will see you next week. Until then, I'm Jeff Conley for Kurt Edwards, all of us here on the Santa Cruz Channel Game of the Week, wishing you a very good afternoon from the Santa Cruz High School Memorial Field.